Hey guys, here we go into a video discussing what I think Devin Haney's chances are of being able to beat Lomachenko in a fight. But first off, I kind of wanted to announce something. I'm going to be going back to long form boxing analysis and stuff, and also making training videos. And they're going to be available on my Patreon. I'm going to be setting that to $10 a month. It's going to be like full fight breakdowns, talking much more in depth about boxing strategy and things of that sort. I'll still be doing this stuff on the YouTube for like boxing predictions. I know that Kovalev got knocked out, Vostok got knocked out, and some guy pointed out that Emmanuel Rodriguez got knocked out. And I don't have a habit of picking, not against punchers, but not factoring that type of stuff into my boxing predictions. Just because I think all of those guys were winning the fights before they got knocked out. So anyway, if you can't see the value in that or don't understand what's going on, that's cool. Check out the videos in the description, layering your offense and layering your defense, and maybe you'll be able to get it. But if that's the kind of stuff that you're looking for in your boxing analysis and the things you want to look for in getting better in boxing, and ways to teach it, drills, and that kind of stuff, check out the Patreon. I'll start be putting those videos up probably starting tomorrow. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this video. What do I think Devin Haney's chances are against Lomachenko? 0. I think it's 0. I think that Devin Haney... I don't think Devin Haney would beat Lomachenko. I don't think he would beat Comey, Teofimo Lopez, or Shakur Stevenson. I think all of those guys would whoop Devin Haney. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys why I think that. So, in his last fight, I'm not sure if it was his last fight or not, but against this guy, the round starts and he comes out, and look at where his head position is, right? He's not moving his head. He's in one position. He gets a little bit of a feint right there, but what we notice right away, he's allowing his opponent to lead to him, right? Now, that's very dangerous, especially against a fighter like Lomachenko or any really high-level fighter who has any kind of high-level offense or, is just a good fighter in general, right? Notice his opponent doesn't feint before he throws the jab, and Haney's able to block it. But, as we know, Haney knocks this guy out, so let's not put too much stock into that. But in the next clip, Haney again is allowing his opponent to come to him and throw punches at him and get him out of position, right? So this is the second time in a row that we've seen this exact motion from his opponent, jab to the body, and Devin Haney blocks it, exposing the right side of his face. A fighter like Lomachenko is going to be able to take this information the first time he sees it and says, oh, I just feint the jab to the body and I'll come with a hook upstairs, right? Or fake a right hand to the body and come with a hook upstairs. Not only is Devin Haney not using an active guard, he's not giving his opponent any different looks, he's not threatening any of his opponent's positions with feints or probes, but he's allowing his opponent to dictate the rhythm of the pace to him. Now, I know that he knocks this guy out, but again, we're not talking about him fighting against these kinds of fighters. We're talking about him fighting against the cream of the crop. And if he fights like this against, lesser opposition, how is he supposed to fight better against better opposition? And again, Devin Haney, no active guard, being completely reactive to his opponent and allowing his opponent to kind of dictate the pace, right? Pushing him back. And again, Devin Haney's not moving his head. He's not moving his hands. He's not feinting. He's not slipping. He's not giving his opponent different looks. And then when he shoots his jab out of the guard, there's no feints before. He just straight up attacks and misses. Again, no layers to his attacks either. So not only are there no layers to his defense, but as you see in this clip here, there's no layers to his offense either. He's not attempting to hide any of that information. So his attacks are all surface level, and so is his defense. And again, we know, especially the fact that Lomachenko is such a good counterpuncher, that he'll be able to take advantage of the fact that Devin Haney doesn't look to set his punches up. And again, all this time in the first round so far, and his opponent is the one that's dictating to him. Now, 30 seconds doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're fighting someone like Lomachenko, ask Pedraza, right? Ask Luke Campbell how long 30 seconds is. Ask Gary Russell Jr. how long 30 seconds is when you're in the ring with someone as fast and as smart as Lomachenko. You know, it just doesn't seem that Haney has the craft to understand how he's supposed to fight somebody like that. And again, going forward, Devin Haney not layering his attacks there, standing in front of his opponent. He's not shifting his weight. He's not giving his opponent different looks. And he's not landing any punches, right? I mean, kind of lands that jab, right? But there's no power into it. He's just kind of tossing it out there. He does wind up walking his opponent into a shot here, right? And I think, you know, I can't really tell if it's landing super cleanly, but he's kind of walking him into that shot, which is good. But the only problem is he has to expose himself twice through feints, stepping with these punches, right? Boom, boom, to get himself into a position to land this shot. So he's already been exposed on the line for 2 counts, and then he's exposed for his 3rd count because his opponent knows the shot is coming anyway. It just so happens that his opponent is not actually looking to counter him here. He's just looking to work his way in to land his own punches. But again, no layers to his attacks, exposing himself. And look at how, you know, not to rag on his opponent, but look at how this, you know, average kind of fighter is able to get away from all of these punches from someone who's supposed to be the next Mayweather, right? The guy is easily able to get away from all of these shots. And again, because Haney doesn't know how to set his shots up. He doesn't know how to threaten his opponent's positions. He doesn't know how to give them different looks. He doesn't know how to get his opponent out of position and into a more favorable position for him to land a shot. And he's continually exposing himself to counters. And it's just a very, very difficult style to have against someone as polished as Lomachenko, or even Shakur Stevenson, all the things that he's learning. But again, no layers to his attacks, just exploding out of his guard with his jab, right? Explodes out of his guard, sitting here, waiting for his opponent. His opponent attacks. He makes a very predictable block, something that a good fighter will be able to take advantage of, especially someone like Teofimo Lopez, who is extremely good at that type of tactic. And then at the end of the clip, again, just shooting his jab out and not layering that attack, not disguising it at all. Just giving away all the information. Everything that he knows is on the surface. And again, no layers to these attacks. Just kind of coming out. And he's got the kind of leaping left hook thing that Mayweather kind of popularized that he got from Roy Jones Jr. And that kind of layer is shooting the jab to make your opponent think the jab is coming and then coming around the guard, you know. But the problem with Devin Haney is that he steps with these shots anyway. So if he's stepping with these shots, no matter which one he throws, if his opponent is any kind of decent fighter, he's going to be able to take advantage of that step right here and catch him with an overhand right. So a fighter like Teofimo Lopez, that's basically his specialty punch. That's what he's looking to land. That's what he looked to land against his last opponent. A fighter like Comey would destroy him with counters if he's opening up like this, and making his opening ups so predictable, just leaping in off the front foot and exposing him while he's on the front foot to an overhand right. Just very, very dangerous tactic, and something that Mayweather wouldn't do, something that Mayweather didn't do, because Mayweather knew the little tricks for understanding when and how to throw that combination or use that tactic. But again, Devin Haney another thing, not controlling the space, right? Another thing I didn't really talk about, but that goes in with the having an active guard, the feinting, the probing, the slipping. Again, in the second round, he comes out in much the same fashion, allowing his opponent to dictate where the fight is going to take place and at what tempo, and who's going to go first. And he's able to almost walk him into an overhand right, as you see here, because Devin Haney doesn't set his punches up. He just explodes out of his guard and almost gets caught with an overhand right there. Now, again, his opponent here, very average fighter. Very average fighter, no offense, right? That guy put in a lot of work to be as good as he did, but very average. And you can just see that the levels of risk, or the ability to mitigate risk, even against lesser fighters, just isn't there for Devin Haney. And I don't think that he's going to be able to learn that type of stuff in time for a showdown with Lomachenko, especially if he fights him next, which would be a terrible decision for him. To be honest, I don't even think he should fight. He should definitely not fight Comey. Teofimo Lopez might be really competitive early. But I think Teofimo Lopez is just too good at picking up on counters or on patterns and setting shots up. Shakur Stevenson would probably be a pretty gritty fight for him, and I would pick Shakur Stevenson to come out on top, and by a wide margin, but I think it'd be a rough fight. I just don't think that there are a lot of great fights for Devin Haney right now. I mean, unless he wants to fight Ryan Garcia, and even Ryan Garcia actually looked really good in his last fight, so making a lot of improvements. His striking has gotten so much more polished, where he's not off balance when he throws his shots, looking really, really, really impressive. Now he just needs to build a little bit of craft and tact in the ring, but yeah, anyway, I don't think Devin Haney has any chance to beat Lomachenko. He's too green. I don't want to say he makes a lot of mistakes. He's a fantastic athlete. All the potential is there, but somebody needs to teach this boy how to fight.